Hey everybody, how you guys doing? Hey, Big Matt. Hey, sweetie. Audra. Just trying to fix lines got tangled up. So gotta get that untangled real quick. Hey, George Ray. Thanks for coming in. Hey, Mike. So tonight we're going for some. We're fishing in Lake Michigan in Port Washington. Can you guys hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can. So we've been getting hits since we've been here. We ain't had no hookups yet. And the current here is pretty strong. I just had to untangle two of our lines. Tonight for bait, we're using cut alewife. So in this area of Lake Michigan, we can catch right now king salmon. It's cool, so we're hoping burbot are in, and can also get channel cats in this area. We've had salmon jumping the whole time we've been here, so hopefully we can land a couple. Yeah, we're in the Midwest. We're above Illinois, Georgia. So tonight's rigs, same as catfish, just we're using one Gamakatsu circle octopus hooks. Yeah, it's a big place, and we break it down into three areas: west, midwest, and the east. Oh, and the south. So salmon fishing is just like catfishing. Just gotta put your time in and be patient. Yeah, I heard Maryland's real nice. We're getting a bite now on one of my big cat fever rods. It's the bait caster. It's the Rover 70. So I got the bait clicker on. Hey, Randall. Thanks for coming in. So this is going to be a long fishing trip. We're going to be here all night. And with these salmon, you don't throw them back. You keep them this time of year. Like I said, tonight's bait is cut alewife. And we are also using sking, which is the salmon eggs cured. It's not in the sack, though. We didn't make spawn sacks. We just we make a loop in the back with the snail hook. Just slide those wraps down and you pull the main line through to make your loop. Then you put your chunk of egg back there, and you pull the main line back to tighten it up. So your hook's fully exposed. Hey, Sunfish Assassin. Thanks for coming in. Night, George Ray. Can you guys see the rods all right? That's that new light I got off Amazon. So tonight we got boats out. We're fishing a marina in Port Washington. We got a couple boats out here. Uh, there's a couple people on the other side on the rocks. And we talked to a few more people earlier. Said, well, this one woman, she said she's coming back out, try fishing in a couple hours. So when you're salmon fishing, you got to keep your drag loose. If you don't, they'll yank that, they'll yank your rod right into the water, just like catfishing. I leave all my drags loose. let them run for a little bit, and at the same time, I'm tightening down the drag so I can set that hook. It's it's not a circle hook; it's actually just an octopus hook. Hey, Dusty, thanks for coming in. Hoping to hook into a salmon or a burbot, especially the burbot, so everybody can see what they look like. They look like catfish in my opinion. They look like a flathead. Pretty much looks like a cross between a eel and a flathead catfish. Hey, Buck Williams, thanks for coming in. We're doing some salmon, some burbot, and some channel cat fishing. Mainly salmon fishing, though. It's that time of year they're in the marinas, and we're fishing at night because during the day the water's just way too hot. So we figured we'd try an all-nighter, see if that does anything. Been getting hits, ain't hooked up to nothing yet though. But we got good wind. It's I don't even know what the temperature is. Cold enough I'm wearing a jacket. And I got my JV JV outdoors beanie on. No, Dusty, we ain't caught nothing yet. They've been hitting the line, hitting, but they just ain't been hooking up. Yeah, boy, Troy, how you doing tonight? No luck yet. Been getting hit since we've been here. We've been here about 2 hours. So you know how salmon fight then, but probably one of the best fighting fish I've had in freshwater. Nah, not camera shy. I just forgot my chair, so I gotta sit on the bench. Figure let everybody see the rod. Oh, the fish. Yeah, fish got camera shy. They always do when the camera rolls. Got a good wind tonight. I mean, it's a light breeze, but it's coming from the south. So we're expecting to hook up to something. It'd be nice during a live. Hey, Eric, thanks for coming in. So, any of you out fishing tonight? Hey, Chunky, thanks for coming in, man. Doing some salmon fishing up here in Lake Michigan. Hey, Polar Bear, thanks for coming in. So, for those of you that just came in, I'm gonna do rundown on the bait using cut alewife and sking, which is cured salmon eggs. And we fish those tonight. We're fishing them on the bottom. If the current wasn't so bad, we'd be using bobbers also, but current in this area is real bad. So if anybody has questions about salmon fishing, go ahead and ask, and I'll answer as best as I can. Seeing I just started chasing salmon last year, but doing pretty good last year. We got about, I don't know, 15 total. Yeah, Lake Michigan is, this is the only lake I've fished so far. When I first seen it, I thought it was the ocean. Because I'm used to lakes, you can stand on the bank and see the other side. Troy, it's the same as the catfish catfishing rig. I got uh two rods, got the Noro sinkers, and one of my rods has the sinker slide, and I use about a 2 to 3 foot leader with a octopus Kamagatsu hook. Well, Troy, uh, next year around August, we got to talk. Come up here and I'll let you know when they're running again next year. They usually run the end of August. This year it's been so hot. They've been in the harbors since August, but they ain't been biting. The water's been up in the 70 degrees, even higher in this area because there's the power plant. It's gotten up to 90, 92, and the salmon like it to be around 55 and they get real active. That's why we're fishing at night. I mean, you come up here, we can even do some catfishing too if salmon ain't running. We got flatheads and channels here. Yeah, the salmon do. They act like they love that cooler water. After the salmon run, usually it's steelhead that come in next, or brown trout. Sometimes they come in at the same time. They did that last year. Yeah, we're in Wisconsin. Hey Frank, thanks for coming in. No, we're in I live in Sheboygan, but we're in Port Washington right now, about 20-30 minutes south of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Yeah, you got that right, polar bear. They fight to their death. I've seen people last year, they got seen a lot of guys get spooled because they run that hard. Thanks for coming in, Pontoon Jody. Yeah, these salmon, they can get you aggravated, especially when you know they're stacked up in the marina and they're jumping like 10 foot away from where you're right in front of you. I just remind myself that it's fishing, not catching. Hey, small town. Thanks for coming in, man. Hey, Mr. John. Thanks for coming in. Just doing some salmon fishing on Lake Michigan in Port Washington, Wisconsin. We haven't caught nothing yet, but we got a couple hits. Now that the camera's rolling, fish camera shy. Yeah, Mr. John. Hoping not to get skunked. We're going to be out here quite a while. Tonight, Miss Jody, we're using uh cut bait. We're using cut alewife, which is just like they look just like shad. I think they're in the herring family, though. And we're using skin that we uh, cure ourselves which is salmon eggs. And we use a one aught. We're using one aught Gamakatsu hooks. Found that to be the best hooks for them. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, Buck. I seen him and Sean when they landed I guess their second 80 pounder. That was a monster. Right now, small town, it is the salmon run. They're in the marinas, but the water's been so warm. It's been a hit and miss on people catching them. So it's the king salmon. All right, Miss Jody, thank you. Have a good night. All right, Troy, thanks for coming in. So this right here, this is my rig. Just no row, 3 ounce no row sinker with about a 2 foot leader and a cut LY. No, I don't know how to do that, Mike. We can we can give it a shot. All right, there you go, Mike. There's the link. Man, that's crazy. I would never use salmon for bait. Yeah, Mike, I got that far. I posted it in chat.
There you go. Wait, let me get my blinding light out of the way.
All right, let me see. Hey, there we go. See, you're on the famous front porch.
Yeah.
And the bite was while I was changing baits. I did get a hit on my one rod on the end. They ain't hooking, they ain't grabbing it and running.
Well, my problem is sometimes they grab and run, but by the time I get there, they're off.
Yeah, yeah, that happened earlier before we went live. Had a We had a couple hit, and before I could even set the hook, they dropped it.
Yeah. I'm getting that weird feedback. Do you guys hear feedback or not? I'm getting that weird feedback that I got in Big Mac the other day.
I ain't getting no feedback. You're clear on my end.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm hearing you talk twice and me talk once. That's crazy.
Hmm. I'm actually surprised I could figure this out. Me and
Yeah.
electronics do not get along, man.
Well, that's what I was asking because, like I said, me and you, and me and Jeremy and some of the other people, like, I would like to do some split screen fishing. So,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Seeing how simple it is, yeah, we can do that for sure.
yeah, so anybody who's newer to it, I'm trying to show them how to do it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, here I am on the famous porch with the Four Loco again. I was gonna go fishing, but I was too tired
How's the weather down there?
dealing with the toothache and everything. It is 45 degrees right now.
45 degrees. That's for anybody else that wants to come up. If you want to come up, small town, Buck, whoever, good way not to get camera shy. Only reason I ain't in front of it because I forgot my chair, man. I want you guys to see the rod. So the light I'm using, that's the one I got from Amazon at $25 light. Yeah, pretty good light.
That is some good lighting out there. We can see all the bones.
I mean, that's with both of them on right now, and they're on high. Uh, that's with one on high, and that's low right there. Well, that's low with both of them. Can you still see them good there?
Yeah, even your lowest setting there looked good. Even when it was almost dark, you could still see what was going on. So that's a good light.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, we got a few boats out in the marina right now, trolling and jigging for kings. It's a pretty nice town too. I mean, nobody bugs you. And here, there's only certain areas where you can night fish. They got signs posted where you can't you can't fish past that sign. But anywhere from that sign towards Lake Michigan, you're all right to fish overnight. But
Well, what sucks here in my town is there's a lot of spaces that are literally the best places to fish, but
mm-hmm.
yet they tell you you can't fish there at night.
Huh. That's weird, man. Yeah, I've never had living in Texas. We never had to worry about not fishing overnight. You could fish whenever you wanted. I don't know about now, but back when I was living there, between uh 98 and '08, we could fish whenever we wanted. Move up here and it's like, okay, you can only fish certain spots overnight.
I'm gonna hop out of there. I just wanted to pop up again like I did with Big Matt the other night to get you kind of used to dropping that link and getting people up on camera.
Yep. Yeah, thanks for that, man. I was wondering how you do it. Yeah, we gotta get together one night when you're fishing or during the day, whenever. No, Buck, I've I've thrown spoons for salmon. Man, I did so much bass fishing when I was younger living in Texas. I'm just tired of throwing lures and spoons. I got them. I'll throw them every once in a while, but up here you're only allowed 3 rods, 3 hooks. All right, small town. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in. Maybe in the next live, small town, you come up. We talk fishing like we did last night. We've been live an hour 15 minutes. This fish needs to come on. You guys need to pray to the fish god. Need some salmon in the freezer. So anybody keeping track of Epic's live? He land any other monsters? Good to see Sean all happy now after losing that big one last live. How's your wife doing, Randall? All right, Mike. What are you talking about? White salmon. Well, that's good to hear she's up and walking. I know how that cancer stuff goes. When I was in my 20s, I had Hodgkin's lymphoma. I was actually 24, had that. Didn't even know I had it. Had an 8 centimeter tumor in my chest. Didn't even know. Went to the doctor. Uh, did some X-rays. They actually did two because the doctor thought his machine was broke. He sent me to the hospital. About 2 or 3 days later, after doing a bunch of blood work and stuff, they told me I had cancer. Fought that stuff for a year and a half. Yeah, I seen that on your. I seen you post something about that. Sucks they won't let you stay inside with her. Oh, okay, Buck. Yeah, I got to go back and watch that live tomorrow sometime. Like I said, I only seen that 180 pounder they landed. Never heard of that, Randall. Alright, get on a bite on the middle rod. Maybe he'll take off and run. Might get a fish on here. This place we're fishing tonight got a. I had to buy a extension pole for the paint roller because it's pretty far drop down to the water from where we're at. Now hearing bells. Yeah, Randall, fishing is good to clear your mind, just to get away from reality for a little while. Yeah, when those two get excited, it gets funny. Oh, wow. That sucks, Randall. So right now the fish are playing around with the line. They hit one of my rods and they hit one of my buddy's rods. Yeah, Mike, thanks for helping me figure that one out, the split screen. Hey, real gals, thanks for coming in. We're in Port Washington, Wisconsin, doing some salmon fishing. We ain't caught nothing yet. We're using cut bait, cut alewife, and salmon eggs for bait. Got we've been getting hits, just no hookups yet. Or as we say in Hawaii when we get a fish on, Hawaiian word for fish on is hanapa. You hear guys in Hawaii yell that a lot, especially during the summertime. So around October is the best fishing in Hawaii. Thanks for coming in, Luch Bandicoot. Hope I said that right. Yeah, it'd be nice to hook up to a beast. It's a slow night of fishing. It's actually only the second time we've been out salmon fishing this year. There we go. Now we can see the rods real good. So the light I'm using I got from Amazon is only 25, $26. That's with shipping or no shipping because I got Prime, but so it's about $25 with tax. Nice thing about it, you can even charge your phone on it or plug in another light if you wanted to, but there's no need. It's so bright just for a small light. Yeah, Howley means white foreigner. So is she Hawaiian or what is she? Polynesian, that's a lot. You got Micronesians, Samoans are Polynesian. You got all kinds. They all originated from Polynesia, just went their separate ways back in the old day. You know, they got bored. They got bored on that island, so they had to jump in their canoes and paddle across the ocean, not knowing exactly where they were going. Yeah, Buck, I need all the luck. We need all the luck we can get tonight. Oh, okay, Mike. I didn't know they were U.S. territory. So does your wife go fishing with you, Mike? Any? Oh, she ain't got to be in front of the camera. She can talk from behind the camera. I think I'm gonna check baits here. I'll put on some of that skein that we use, those salmon eggs. Show you guys how I put that on the hook. All right, everybody. Here's the loop on the hook. It's just a regular snail knot. I don't mess with that egg loop knot. And this is the skein. It's just you got to wear gloves when you handle it because you use a dye. It's a powder, and it pretty much just dyes it a certain whatever color. Like this is a pinkish red. So you put the eggs in that loop, and you just hold the hook and pull the main line. So your hook is exposed. So when they grab it, it sits right in the corner of their mouth. And then I got the just your typical cigar float, a 2-inch cigar float. See, I don't know if you guys can see it. That right there, that'll stain your hands. Hey, Elizabella, thanks for coming in. Yeah, Mike, tomorrow morning, if we're still here when the sun comes up, I'll get a video of the place. It's a real nice area. You got hotels. This is right downtown. You got hotels and coffee shops all over, restaurants, little diners. I'm half tempted to stay alive until I do get a fish on. on the other end of the line. It's for anybody if anybody wants to come up. So tonight, Lisabella, we're going for king salmon. Uh, our bait is cut alewife and skein, which is salmon eggs that we cured ourselves. Yeah, I know there's. I know Big Mike was live earlier too, and of course Epic. Him and Sean are out. Just thank everybody that's here. I'll probably be on for a while. Got nothing else better to do out here. Hey, James. Thanks for coming in. If anybody in chat wants to come up, I dropped the link. You guys are welcome to come up. Yeah, Mike, we're trying. They keep messing with the baits. They just ain't taking them. Huh? Okay, great. Hmm? Yeah. So, ain't got no fish yet, but got a homemade inline spinner that they use for salmon fishing. That was tangled up in our line. Hey, Mike.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, man. The current here is bad. Lines were all tangled up. That's what took so long.
Yeah, I'm gonna check my little settings here and see why this happened with Big Matt the other night too. I keep
Mm-hmm.
hearing everything you say 2 times.
Really?
Yeah, I'm confused by it. So I'm gonna look and see if there's something that's happening. I don't know.
Okay. Is it when you're on split screen with me, or?
Bluetooth is off, so I should get no echo from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, only when I'm on the split screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's weird. And like you said, I'm clear though.
Yeah, you're clear as a bell.
Man, these fish, they're jumping like 10 feet from where we're at. It's aggravating because you can actually see them. They jump out of the water.
10 feet from where we're at, 10 feet from where you're at. Yeah, it's everything you're saying is double. Are you hearing me in doubles?
No, you're clear.
I just heard that conversation twice again. This is freaking weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that.
How about the chat room? Is anybody in chat saying anything about it?
Polar Bear saying check the audio setting. Okay. He's saying close
I
your
have,
YouTube.
yeah, I have echo cancellation is off. Automatically adjust volume is on.
There's no double for Polar Bear.
I'm closing everything. All right. Let's try again here. Uh,
Hey, Mountain Grandma. Thanks for coming in.
all right. Let's try this. Am I still here?
Yeah. Now you're froze.
No, I don't think I'm froze. I'm just looking. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I'm not froze. I was just
okay.
looking. Polar bear, awesome, buddy. I think that worked. I had YouTube still open.
Yeah.
Now I'm not hearing the echo. Awesome job, Polar Bear.
Yeah, Mountain Grandma. I'm in uh Port Washington, Wisconsin, doing some salmon fishing. Bait is cut alewife and salmon eggs.
Appreciate that, Polar Bear. You just solved my issue of hearing everything double. I'm not anymore. I'm also not lagging.
Oh, so you shut YouTube down on your side?
Yes, yeah, I basically was watching YouTube because I was
Yeah.
watching you on YouTube.
Yeah.
So the app was open. And then apparently when I clicked your link, it opened the StreamYard link in a separate window.
Yeah.
So YouTube was still there. So I can hear YouTube obviously because I was listening to it, because I was
Right.
listening to you.
Yeah.
So the app was there plus StreamYard was there. So I was hearing everything twice. So
Okay.
Polar Bear was spot on with that. I
Yeah.
closed everything except for StreamYard, and now I'm like live with you. I'm not
Yeah.
hearing double feedback and shit. The other thing that's kind of weird is I can't see the chat. Normally, I thought when you were on a split screen, you could. Let me click this. This says chat.
Yeah. When you click chat, that'll you can see chat then.
You can go to comments.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what I want to find out. Can you hear me right now?
Yep. Loud and clear.
All right, sweet. Because all I can see is the chat. I can't even see my face no more. I'm
Right.
I can see Polar Bear says no double here and Polar Bear says welcome. But I can't technically see my face, so but this is apparently where your host gets to read the chat. Hey Polar Bear, say something else real quick if you're still there. Just so I can read the chat. Or anybody. I don't care. Just saying Polar Bear is being helpful right now. If somebody could say something in the chat, I want to see if it's live updating because I've never been a host before. Polar Bear, the chat says okay.
Yep.
All right, sweet. All right, I might exit that out just so I can see my face again. But yeah.
Hey,
So all
Mikey.
right, there. If I technically wanted to be a host on somebody's channel and read them the chat while they're fishing,
Yeah.
I know I just need to click the chat. So I'm learning you something on how to invite somebody up, and I'm learning myself something by learning how to host if I wanted to.
Yeah. That's how it goes. We gotta help each other out.
Yep. Buck Williams says something. Turner, what's up, brother? Mike Turner in the house.
Thanks for coming in, Mike. Mike T.
Speaking of which, Turner, email me sometime soon. I want to know what's up with that shirt.
And we're hearing bells. It's no takers.
I'm just loving this, man. I wish I would have more energy, Lance, because we're definitely gonna have to do it sometime now. You'll be up there fishing for salmon. I'll be out here fishing for cats or whatever. We're gonna do a split screen fishing sometime soon. But you guys know I was dealing with that tooth pain last night. I fucking killed it with an alcohol soak.
Uh huh.
Uh, so my nerves weren't hurting so bad today. And then I also fucking downed a weed cookie last night, so that helped. Uh, my gums are still very swollen and my mouth is sore, but the open nerve endings were not activated today, so that felt better. But I still worked 11 hours. tired of shit. Came home. A girl says she needs my car tomorrow because she wants to go buy 2 compost bins, and she has a little hybrid, so they're not gonna fit in her car. So she needs mine. So she's gonna be leaving at like 6 in the morning and needs my car to travel. So I
Mm-hmm.
have to get all my fishing gear out, my cooler, all that crap out in the morning. So I just decided, no, I can't go fishing tonight.
Yeah.
Um, so that's why I'm watching you instead of split screening with you as far as actual water versus water. But me and you definitely got to do that sometime, man. You're cool as shit. Uh, some of the other people I like to do that with too. Obviously, we've discussed it, like Jeremy and fucking even Bobby from Straight to the Point, and hell, Turner. I don't care. Rich and Leo from the UK. I don't give a damn. Anybody wants to ever just chill out and split screen fish, I'm down for that. I don't care if it's on my time or their time. If
Yeah,
I can get out
exactly.
there, I'll do it. But yeah, tonight I just decided to come home, sit down, have a few drinks, and watch you fish, man.
Yep. All I'm doing is smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee.
I'm smoking the smokes and sipping a loco, the old front porch special. Although I got to tell you guys, my front porch special, I guess, according to my wife, needs to become the backyard special. She told me I got too loud out here the other night to where some of the neighbors were flickering their lights and whatever. And she heard me from the bedroom because our bedroom is, about 10 feet from here. She's like, "You woke me up like 3 times." She goes, "You want to do that all night live from the porch bullshit? You need to do it from the backyard instead." So yeah. So instead of my little famous front porch shit that I started a couple weeks ago, apparently it's going to become from the backyard. So I'll be less disturbing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna click that chat again because I see a notification. If you didn't see it, Turner said, "What's up, Lance and Mike?" I can't check your orders. You'll get an email when it's shipped, or you can go into Teespring. Oh, all right, thanks, Mike. I don't know. I don't know about the Teespring. I mean, I've heard about it, and I know it's a legit thing or whatever, but I didn't know. I just remember I bought I wanted the Turner shirt, not the Grimm, because Shenanigan Brothers. Turner, damn it. Yes, exactly, Buck. Happy wife, happy life. That's why I do the honey-do list. I could be like, man, fuck that. I worked 40 hours in 3 days, but no, you got to complete the honey-do list. Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
How's the current going out there, man? Is this like what lake? Are you in a lake or are you in a like a river situation there, man?
This is the river part. It runs out to Lake Michigan. It's right by. We're like several hundred yards from the mouth of the river,
All right.
and then across from us is the actual marina. We usually fish there, but they ain't been biting, so we decided to come on this side. The current in this area, it's pretty bad. I mean, right now I'm using 3 ounce no rows, and it's still moving my 3 ounce. I just don't feel like putting no more weight on there.
Yeah, that's like when I go to Shelbyville Spillway here in Illinois. If I
Yeah.
go to Shelbyville Spillway, which is an amazing place, I'm talking everything from big fat cats to big beastly gars to giant muskies. Just everything is in there. Big old carp, everything's in that little spillway. But I throw out a 4 ounce. And normally where I fish, no matter where I'm at in Springfield, Illinois, Lake Taylorville, some of the other places that go around this area, 4 ounces is damn near like way too much. But when I go to Shelbyville, if I throw out 4 ounces, it acts like a bobber almost. I'll throw my reel out like 150 yards to the right,
Yeah.
and I'll anchor it down, put a brick on it, set it up. Next thing I know, my line is about 200 yards to the left of me. It's crazy. It's kind of hard to fish there for me because I don't have anything that can really cast reliably like an 8 to 12 ounce sinker. But technically, that's what I would need.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe this Lura would do that. I don't know. I'll test it out with some 6 ounces, maybe just as a test. But honestly, when I go to Shelbyville Spillway, the
Mhm.
way that water is rushing out of there, leading into the mouth of the river behind
Yeah.
it, I probably would need an 8 to 12 ounce sinker to hit the bottom and stay where I actually want it to be.
Yeah. See, usually 4 ounce in like the river in our town, the Sheboygan River, 3 ounce is usually good there, unless we get a real good rain and the river's moving. I've used 6 ounces there, and it still moved my line there. And
Yeah.
here, the current, it's like the current goes back and forth.
Is that like a high tide, low tide thing where it goes changes directions or
Yeah, it'll change directions, but it's not really high tide. We don't really get the high tide, low tide here in Lake
okay.
Michigan.
Okay, but it does change directions
Yeah,
though.
it changes direction.
Okay.
And I make my own sinkers. I just don't. I ordered that 15 pounds from Brad, the egg sink.
Yeah. I just did I think it was yesterday or the day before too, because I'm doing that giveaway sometime randomly soon. So
Yeah.
I bought 10 pounds of 4 ounce coins
Mm-hmm.
and 5 pounds of 2 ounce coins, if I recall right. Because I'm gonna keep a few for myself and then I'm gonna give some away during the little giveaway crap. But yeah, I wanted to support just like I wanted to support Lou, so I bought a rod. I waited until I got it to really see what it was about, and I did that unboxing, and I'm just so loving it. Even though I haven't used it yet, I just know I'm like, holy shit! I've seen it in action, and now that I've held it in my hand, I said, hell with it. I did go ahead and buy one more for myself, so I'm gonna have two lose rods pretty soon. He said he'll ship it out Monday.
Yeah.
But then I contacted Brad Cahill from Tidal Weights, and
Yeah.
I ordered 15 pounds of weights. I'm gonna keep some for myself. Like I said, it was 10 pounds of the 4 ounces, the coin sinkers, and 5 pounds of the 2 ounce coin sinkers. I'm gonna give some of those away. I got
Oh,
some Berkeley big game 40-pound line that I'm gonna give away. Uh, I think Brad said there's going to be some stickers in my sinker box too. So depending on how many he sends, I mean, if he sends one, I'm keeping it for myself. But if he sends a few, then I'll give some stickers away too.
right.
Um, I'm gonna try to maybe purchase a few more things, like some like big steel leaders or some shit like that. Whatever, I don't know. Maybe some peg floats or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was tempted to get one big giveaway, like a big rod or a big reel or something like that, but I've already looked at what I've been trying to buy for myself to actually enhance my thing, like some lighting, uh, things like that.
Yeah.
That's going to help me. And I decided, well, shit, that's only going to leave me like 120 bucks in my bank account. So I'm probably done. And I probably won't have a big prize giveaway, but I'll have a lot of stuff to give away. I just won't have that big old whopper thing. You know, I'm not giving away a lose rod. I'm
Yeah.
not doing anything major like that. I was hoping to do at least one, but it's already gotten to that point with what I'm trying to get for myself, and still be able to give away a lot of good stuff that I'm not gonna have that big giveaway.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good one. And like I said, it's gonna be random. It's gonna be for absolute supporters who just pop in anytime they happen to see them live or whatever. Because I'm not doing it to build support. I'm doing it to give back to somebody who's already been checking me out.
Right.
I think that's better.
Yeah. I mean, man, I got rods from like two of them I'm using tonight. They're Berkeley big game. I like them. $23 and they're good rods.
Yeah.
I got uh I got on those I got the Optic 60 on there. And I use slime line for my main line, 20-pound slime line, which I really like that line. I
Yeah,
bought
I have a few various lines on mine right now. They're all around that 20-25 pound range, but they're various things because I've been testing. I mean, I've been fishing my whole life, but I've never actually gotten into like I don't know, I guess the different techniques or different skills or whatever. I've always just grabbed a hook and a pole and a line, throwing it out and caught fish. And I've caught some massive fish. But now
yeah,
I'm trying to get into the different aspects of fishing, since watching this community and a few others, like the old school people like Chris and
yeah,
things like that. So, but I have some Runkle power fluorocarbon stuff. I have some of the high visibility green slime line type stuff, whatever, and just a few things where I bought small spools to test them out,
yeah,
and all of them seem to be decent. But yeah, I just know that Berkeley big game is a line that people know and stuff, so that's why I bought like 3 or 4 packs of that to do for this giveaway. One I'll probably keep for myself, and the other 2 or 3 I'm giving away because I
yeah,
want to test it too. I haven't used it yet, so but I hear about it all the time, so I'm gonna keep one for myself just to have, and then the other 2 or 3 I'm gonna give away.
yeah. I mean, for me, like I said, my main line is the slime line, and then leader line is 30 30-pound test big game, and the 40-pound test Berkeley, the big cat or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got the 40 pound. That's the
Yeah,
ones I got. Is 40 pound Berkeley big game.
yeah. That's what I use. I mean, it's a good line. It hasn't failed yet.
I'm hoping people like it. That's the one I'm dropping out. I'm gonna keep one for myself and then get the other ones out. Do a multiple drawing.
You want some really good line, man. Look at Andy's. Andy's line is good. I used that in Hawaii growing up for main line, and there we had to use we made our own steel leaders for fishing there because of the reef.
Oh yeah, can't
And
get
I
caught
want
on those rocks and reefs,
that and
coral reefs, and all that stuff.
yeah,
That's snap your line quick.
I mean that and the fish too, man. They got teeth.
Oh, they got some teeth out there, huh? Well, see, that's like me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a bank fisher, obviously, like you.
Yep.
We have to take that extra caution because people in the boats, they can just drop their pole straight down and keep it
Yeah.
suspended 2-3 feet off the bottom, and they don't got to worry about crap except for like other boaters, or if a log is floating by, you got to pay attention to that, things like that. But
Right.
generally speaking, it's like they're not going to constantly get cut up and snagged up off the bottom because they're suspending 3 feet off the bottom, or
Yeah.
they're using those drifting sinkers and shit like that. So it helps avoid snagging. Us, we throw our shit out, it hits the bottom. You might have just threw it into a tree. If you threw it into a tree, you need something that can get out of it. If you threw it into a pile of rocks, you need something that can get out of it.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna eventually, when I have the extra money, I want to try to do some planer boards from the bank, and
I
that'll
did hear that that's a thing.
yeah.
I always thought the planer boards was a boating thing, but
Nope.
I have seen and heard some videos about people talk about doing the planer boards from the bank and the drifting sinkers from the bank too.
Yeah.
Like drifting and bumping has seemed to become part of bank fishing life too, if you have the proper stuff.
I mean,
So it's a unique idea.
Chris Flores, man, Muddy River catfishing. He does bumping from the bank.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept. I mean, I don't know if I'd have the patience for that. I'd just rather sit down and drink my beer and wait for the fish. But it's just at least a unique concept and another option to play with.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike T.
All right,
Thanks
Turner,
for
see
coming
you,
in.
man.
We'll probably be live. I actually got to plug my phone in. That's the nice thing about this light, man. It's got the charger right on the back.
Yeah, that was like that tool I showed. Like I said, I didn't buy it as a fishing tool, but it has already been used as a fishing tool. The little jumper that I bought for my car
Yeah.
because I thought I needed to jump my battery, so I bought that little jumper. It wasn't the battery, so technically I wasted money. But then I realized I'm like, oh wait a minute, no I didn't. This is now going to stay in my car fully charged and become a fishing tool.
Yep.
It charges. Hell, the last time I went and did live, I was charging my phone on that thing the entire time.
I was
When I was
actually,
out there, when I was out there on the lake the day that we thought me and Bobby were going to do something, but then he got a little too hung over from the wedding.
yeah.
Uh, I was out there at the dock for, I don't know, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. My phone drained all the way down to 45% before I
Mhm.
left because all those stupid boaters got
Yeah.
to my second spot and my phone said 30%. I say, shit. So I plugged it into that little thing and then put it in a tripod. And I was out there for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. My phone was fully charged, and that thing only dropped like 1% battery charge as far as the thing I had it plugged into,
Yeah.
that little jumper. So it's a pretty powerful, I guess, output source or whatever you want to call it, portable power source.
Right.
Let's see, here's the other kicker on top of that. One of the new gadgets that I bought myself that I'll unbox once I do the next big unboxing to show the new investments I made.
Yep.
Uh, it's actually a kick ass solar powered energy source thing, which
Huh.
has like, it's got like 84 watt hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's got its own little lights. It's also got the USB charger and the 120 volt whatever plug-in chargers and all that crap too. But it's solar power, so you sit out there in the sun all day. It's charging itself fully, and then when you're ready at night, you plug your shit into it, and it works. So, and it wasn't that expensive. I'll list the prices and everything when I do the unboxing of this shit that I just invested in. But yeah,
So
I just spent I think around, not including the two luge rods, um, but just including the other shit that I'm going to unbox, it was probably right around 450 because I just really decided to treat myself since I got this unexpected money. I'm like, shit, I'm going to invest in myself and buy some stuff for the giveaway and call it a day. So I basically I got one luge rod because I saved up from 3 paychecks.
mm-hmm.
But once I got that in my hand the other day and I just came into this other money, I said, oh, hell with that. I'm buying another one. So I
Yeah.
paid for another one. He's going to send it out Monday, I think he said.
Mm-hmm.
But besides those two rods, just the other stuff I bought, which I will unbox and show and then discuss it just in case anybody else is interested. Like you with your light is cool.
Yeah,
and for
man.
you to show that, and then other people can be like, "Oh yeah, let me go check that out."
That's why I
So
made that short video with it.
yeah, I liked it. It was a good light.
And the link's in there in the description
Yeah,
to get to it on Amazon. Getting a bite now on one rod. Come on, man. And this thing actually, I just looked because it shows on the back where you put the charging cord. It
hmm
shows four blue lights. Well, now it's at 75%, and I've been going for 2.5 hours, and it's still you
yeah.
can.
So 75% after 2.5 hours, that means you would have at least 3 times more that amount. So you would have a minimum of around like 8 hours probably on that thing.
Yeah,
From
yeah,
full
uh,
charge to being drained, you'd probably get at least 8 hours out of it.
yeah. I was reading the reviews before I bought it actually, and one guy said he ran it on uh full power like I am right now, and he uh he was charging his phone, and it lasted 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
So I
Do me a
mean,
favor, because I know you showed the 3 different light tones earlier. Click
yeah.
it down one, just one, like to medium or
All right,
whatever you want to call it.
hold
Because
on.
this is really,
That's
really bright. That's the lowest setting.
that's bright right there. That's all the
Yeah.
way.
Okay, that's
That's
all the way.
that's one light.
That's
That's just
one.
the one light on full power,
All right.
and that's one light. That's two lights on the lowest setting.
Let me put it at this way. Even there, it fairly looks dark,
Yeah,
but those poles are still visible. I can still see them. So technically, if you ran something like that,
yeah,
you could probably get like 12 hours out of that thing.
probably. I'm testing it.
Obviously, the brightest is the best because you can definitely just totally see everything. But even
Yeah,
right here at that low dim setting there, you
yep,
can still see those white bars and the fencing and the rods and the reels. I can even see your tip up there. So
yeah. I got
technically, that one could last you like a 12-hour shift.
yeah. On my two white rods, I got the on the bells. I got the glow sticks on there that I bought from Amazon. I bought
Yeah.
200 1.5 inch glow sticks for like $10.
Yeah, those little glow sticks ain't too expensive.
No, and they're good. I mean, they do their job.
Yeah, they definitely will do their job, but it's like a one night gig per stick though. Like,
Oh yeah, they last anywhere from 8 to 10 hours,
yeah.
and that's I don't know if you can tell there.
No, that one there I can kind of see the waterfront and
Yeah,
stuff like that, but I can't really see the rod tips. I can see your rod and reel, but you
yeah,
can't actually see the poles.
yeah. That was the SOS lights. They were red.
Oh yeah, that's that I need help light.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, is that pole tapping? Your
Which
pole
one?
right above the two pillars? I swear I
Yeah,
saw that bouncing a little bit.
yeah.
The middle
They're messing
rod.
with them. When you're salmon fishing, it's like catfishing. You wait for them to run with it.
Yeah.
Man, these guys when they take off quick.
Oh yeah, salmon are strong. That's just like
We-
that's the funny difference between blues and flatheads though. Fucking flatheads is I love a flathead. But the difference between a flathead and a blue is a blue hits that motherfucker and it's like meow. I mean
Yeah,
they hit it like a tank and they are gone and it's almost impossible to catch the blue because when they hit it, they're hooked. Them damn flatheads though, they will tap it and you'll think you got a small fish. You're like,
nah,
oh,
dude.
You're like, oh, I got a small channel tapping on that. Leave my shit alone, you channel cat. Even though I
Man,
love channel cats too, but at first, when you see the little tap, 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 you're like, I got a dink over there fucking with me. Next thing you know,
man,
that thing just slowly doubles over and it's like, bam. And you're
the
like,
channel
okay,
cat,
that looks like a fish. Let me go see what's happening.
the
Next
channel
thing you
cats and
know, you got like a
flathead
30 to
deer,
50 pound flag and you thought it was a channel cat.
the
But
channel
when
cat
blues hit it, it's probably like you were saying that you're talking about. Like when they hit it, they just hit it.
up here, channel cats and flathead, they hit that. You know when they hit because they don't just take it slow. The flatheads, the flathead man, they'll hit and they run.
Really? See, here's different. Around here, they usually just tinker with it and play with it.
Yeah,
And
but
like,
here, man, they
it's
trying.
'cause it's so big, they just like nibble it and they don't even know they're hooked. They have a hook in their face and they're already hooked and you don't even know it. And they're just like chilling, maybe flipping their tail so your pole bounces a little bit. You don't even know that you have a big fish on there. Now,
Right.
when a blue hits it here, though, at least in my area, when a blue catfish hits it, I know because like my pole won't start scream or stop screaming until I turn the clicker off. They just hit it and they are off and running tanks. Channel cats do one of two things around here. Channel cats will pick it up and run almost like a blue,
Yeah.
where you're like, oh damn, fish on, and you're happy because the action is big, and then you end up only having like a 3 pound channel. Or they'll pick it up and run at you to where you don't even know you're hooked until you're at the bank. Like you pick it up and you reel because you had a bite, and then you reel, and you feel no tension. And then next thing you know, you're literally at the rocks in front of you with the freaking fish on because they ran all the way to the shore.
Now here, last month when I was in that catfishing tournament and I won, I my first one I caught was that 15 pounder, but the
Yeah,
11 and a half pounder I caught, that sucker hit so hard, he went airborne.
yeah.
He
Give you
literally
that,
it was
give you that out
storming.
of the water beaver tail action.
No, he was completely out the water, whole body and all.
Yeah, which
It wasn't
catfish
even,
aren't fully known for, but they will do it.
yeah,
I've
he
had,
hit
I've
that.
had
He hit that
catfish
cut.
jump out of the water like they was a gar or a muskie before on me, but they're not known for it as much. They
Yeah,
like to stay down,
yeah.
but
Because
sometimes they'll break that water and get up out of there.
because the Sheboygan River, the area I fish, it really ain't that deep. So I think maybe 6 foot. But man, yeah, when they hit that bait,
Yeah, Buck, I got some good Walmart rods too in my time. Most of my rods that I actually have right now are still Walmart, except for the Lou rods. Sorry, Lance, I was just looking at one of Buck's question or not questions, but statements there in the chat. He said he gets most of his sticks from Walmart.
I think he was talking about the glow sticks because he said he got
Oh,
them
the
in the
glow sticks.
party section.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
probably was then.
I
I was
seen.
just thinking of fishing sticks, which are rods from
Yeah,
Walmart. You're
yeah,
probably
the
right.
Berkeley's, man, they're from Walmart. All my most of my reels are from Walmart. My Optic 60s and my 80, they're from Walmart.
See, I'm telling you, I think we have the same damn reel. I don't remember if you were there that night that my damn ugly stick reel gave out and I had to hand line it all in. But if you were, what I put on it was a Quantum Optics 60.
Yep.
I've had the thing for like 15, 20 years. It was on another rod. I decided to put it on the ugly stick that night because I went to my car and pulled it out of my trunk. I got like 6 reels in the trunk. I got like 12 rods in the house that I never used, but they're there for backup.
Yeah.
So that night when that reel gave out and the gears basically gave out and it wouldn't reel no more. I'm like, what the fuck? So, oh, excuse me, by the way, if you have a family channel, I'm not for sure. Didn't mean to cuss. I'm like, what the hell? I went to my trunk, opened it up. I had like three reels there. Two of them looked like total junk. I'm like, eh. And I looked at my optics. I'm like, I remember this thing. I used to use it. I've caught some 20, 30 pounders on it. Yeah, let me go ahead and bring that out. I slapped it on the ugly stick, casted it out, gave it a test reel. It worked, so I left it out there. So
Yeah.
that's what's on the ugly stick now is a Quantum Optics 60.
Yep. That's what I'm running. And then I got the Cast King 70 on my bait caster, my Big Cat Fever bait caster.
Yeah,
And then on my other um Big Cat Fever rod, I got the Quantum Optics 80.
yeah. I'm gonna put my Cast King Rover 90 on this first lure rod I got
Yeah.
because that's my best reel. It's the
Well,
only expensive reel I've ever bought. It was like I think 60 or 70 bucks, which ain't too bad, but I mean that's a lot for me for a freaking reel. When I usually buy a combo from Walmart for less than 40. So it was one of my first big purchases last year, and I've actually loved it. And then my second loop rod will probably get that other baitcaster reel, uh, which I still don't know how to pronounce it properly, but the Swangalang or whatever. It's a good bombing cast reel too, so that'll probably go on my second
Oregon?
one until I get some, better reels.
Yeah, I got one of those there. I got the Master or Surf Master 50, the
Yeah,
Goya, however you say it.
yeah. I just know it starts with an S. It sounds like it's Chinese or Japanese or something. It's like Saroingalang or something like that. Um, I just wish the bait clicker was more like the Cast King. 'Cause I'm telling you, it bombs out there like a Cast King. Like I'm thrilled with the cast distance I get on it.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm just not as happy with the bait clicker aspect part of it though. When you set it down and you push the button, you have the clicker on, and that way
Yeah.
it can free run and you can hear it. You don't need a bell. I can
Mm-hmm.
hear it from maybe 20 yards away, but it's not technically as loud. It doesn't translate. So if I'm sitting at the lake and I'm kind of far away from a rods and I'm sitting in the shade, my Cast King, when it goes off, the viewers get to hear it. It's like, but
Yeah.
that other one,
Them are
I
loud.
heard it the other day and I went running for it and it was going nuts. But when I watched the replay, you couldn't even hear it on the camera.
Yeah, I like the Cast King. I got the 70.
Well, noticing that one live I did, most people seem to be surprised. They're like, I didn't even know they had a 90. I'm like, well, I got it on Amazon. I went
Yeah,
to Amazon. I looked up the Cast King, stuff because I had heard about them a few times in some of the feeds. So I'm like, yeah, hell with it. The first time I went there, I tried catfish bait click or catfish bait casters, and I couldn't find anything that was worth anything. I'm like, never mind. So
you
I
know,
didn't buy anything, and
actually,
then I heard about the Cast King, so I went back again and I typed in Cast King, and that's when I came across the Cast King Rover that I have, and it showed like 60s, 70s, 90s, whatever. So I
yeah,
got the 90 because that was like the biggest option, and I wanted something that's going to hold the most string, have the most power, or whatever. Because, like I said, even though I haven't caught anything since I started filming on YouTube, I have landed beast up to 70 pounds. So I wanted a nice big bait caster.
yeah, the 70, man, it holds quite a bit too. 'Cause that's what I like about the slime line. The diameter of the line is real thin, so you can actually put a decent amount on your line.
So
On your
even like the thicker pound test is slimmer than others.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they're 20-pound tests. I got some of their 6-pound tests also. You can't really tell the difference. That's how thin the 20-pound test is.
So you're saying you have a 6 and a 20 and you can barely tell the difference?
Yeah.
Nice. That's why braid became popular in the beginning, I think, because it was just so thin compared to, you can get 80-pound braid and it looks like 6-pound diameter or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can't run it across no rocks or it's going to just break instantly. You hit that against a sharp rock and you've lost everything.
Well, one of the rivers we fish, Fox River up in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. My buddy, he uses braid. He hasn't had really any trouble with that.
Yeah, but are they in a real rocky area or
Oh
not?
yeah. When we fish Oshkosh, it's rocky.
Huh.
Yeah, it's
I've
real
just always
rocky.
heard people talking about like it sucks in a rocky area because like it's a braid, so it's that thread, and if it goes across a sharp rock, it breaks off, is what it sounded like everybody always says.
Yeah. I think it's how many strands are on the line braided together. Because
Yeah.
you got 8 strand, you got six,
So it's
four,
kind of like
whatever.
sheets. you want more threads.
Yeah, you want more thread.
Yeah. Which would make it bond tighter, I guess, to
Yeah,
avoid abrasion.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's understandable. Yeah, I've just never fished with braid. I think maybe once. I think once when I was younger, I bought some braid when it first came out because I remember thinking, "Oh my God, this says it's 80-pound test line with an 8-pound diameter or something like that." It was something crazy. I think spider wire or something of that nature way back in the beginning when they came out with some, mainstream braid.
Yeah.
I think that's the only time I ever used it, but other than that, I've never used it. I've always gone for mono. I did, like I said, start playing with some of these other lines, like the uh, God dang it, I'm drawing a blank. Not the mono, it was Runkle. Ah, my bad. I'm drawing a blank. It's not the mono, but it's the other clear line like that, but it's got like no
Fluorocarbon.
stretch or some shit. Huh?
Fluorocarbon.
Yes, the fluorocarbon. That's what it was. Thank you. I just drew an absolute blank. But yeah, I got some Runkle fluorocarbon. And that's actually was surprised a buddy of mine because that 32-pound flathead I caught right before I started doing these YouTube things, I
Yeah.
actually caught that on the fluorocarbon. And
Oh
he
yeah.
was surprised.
That stuff is good.
Yeah, I don't. He just said he was surprised. He was like, "Man, more power to you." He was like surprised that it wasn't on like a mono or a leader tied to thread. He was just surprised when I said it was on the fluorocarbon. I guess because there's supposedly no stretch or whatever else, and maybe they think it'll break more often. I don't know. It was a hell of a fight. It was like a 25-minute fight from the bank to get that damn thing in.
Oh man. Yeah, it's like
You've
that.
seen the spot that I've caught it from. That little spot where I caught all those channels and that thing called the one short video called Hot Bite on a windy day,
Yeah.
where I was pulling in all those damn channel cats.
Yeah.
That same spot is actually where I catch a bunch of big blues and big flatheads during certain points of the year. There's
Right.
a sunken tree out to the right, and that's where I've caught a lot of the blues and a lot of the flatheads, but I've also caught them near my bait tree. You know that little tree that hangs in the water that I've also done some bait fishing by, I think you've probably seen.
Yeah.
When I cast straight out from there, I've also caught a lot of big blues. But that day, for some reason, it was nothing but channels. I think I called it like Channel Catfish City, hot bite on a hot windy day because it was like 98 degrees, windy as hell. The bank was just like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Those waves were kicking. And I caught like, I don't know, 12 channel cats in like 2 hours.
Wow.
that was where I saved a couple catfish that day too. I,
Okay.
two during that video. One because he was mounted with leeches. I mean, he had like 50 leeches on him. I plucked them all off with a pair of pliers and then threw them back in the water. And another one had broken somebody else off, and he had about 3 feet of string in his throat. I was able to get most of it out to where all he had left was a hook, and I put him back in the water too. It was a fun day, even though it was only channel cats.
Yeah. To me, I think Channel Cat pound for pound they hit harder.
Hey, Lisa Lee. Sorry if I missed that. Hopefully you're still there.
Thanks
No,
for coming
I
in,
like
Lisa.
channel cats. I mean, I like all cats and all fish. Technically, I don't care. I need to start targeting carp again too. I keep saying that, and I'm going to eventually. But
They got
uh,
some big carp in the area we're fishing right now.
yeah, carp are fun. I mean, shit, carp are almost pound for pound, uh, as aggressive, if not better than catfish.
Yeah, they get big here. There's guys, they land them what, 20 pounders? Yeah, they land 20-pound carp in this area.
Yeah, carp are fun. Even I'll tell you, like a 10-pound carp will fight you better than a 10-pound catfish, especially on the right gear. I mean, if you have, a big catfish gear out there, then yeah, a 10-pound carp is probably not going to do much in the way of excitement. But if you're on a bait pole or if you're on some, light to medium action stuff
Yeah,
and you get a 10-pound carp on there, you better be playing with your drag because he's going to run you.
I caught a 14-pounder in the Sheboygan River. Uh, on one of these Berkeley big game rods. He had that bent over pretty good.
Yeah, they're a nice, streamlined, powerful, muscular fish.
Yeah.
I think it's just people don't like to eat them as much. So and then some people are misinformed and think they're all just a super invasive fish, and they try to kill all carp, and that's not cool. But that's
Yeah.
why the UK has 80-pound carp on in a lot of their waters, and we get lucky if we catch a 30-pounder because
Yeah.
people pull them on the bank. Now I'll use them for bait. But hey, that's
Oh yeah.
turning it into something useful.
Yeah.
Uh,
I've used carp for bait.
yeah, I've eaten plenty of them too, but usually with the commons, I'll let them go. If it's a big head or an Asian, I will definitely keep that, throw it in the freezer, kill it, cut it up later, whatever else, and use that for bait because those definitely are the invasive fish that even the game wardens are like, don't release that. So when it comes to the big heads and the Asians, I will never put one of them back. I don't care if I accidentally caught it on a lure and snagged it, or if somehow it just happened to be swimming along the bottom and sucked my bait up. When I catch one of those, it's staying out of the water. But when it
Yeah.
comes to the commons, I usually let them go, but occasionally I will scale one and chop it up into steaks and fillets and use for bait.
Right. I'll be right back. I'm gonna check one of my baits.
All right. Bait check time. Make sure you're not fishing on credit. Everything else was in the chat. No, looks like this chat's still where it was. The only thing I don't like is this host thing is it doesn't show you the number of people who are in chat, supposedly. At least not from here. Chat. Nope, this just shows comments or goes to private chat. Huh, that's weird. guess you would need a second device technically. Oh, woohoo! More of my Amazon packages have shipped. Oh, I can't wait to do that unboxing just to show what I got.
So now I'm gonna try some Jules catfish fiber bait. I've heard that the burbot up here, burbot love, they've been caught on some stink bait. So I'm gonna try this on one rod.
There it is.
All right, I'm back.
That's what it looks like. I popped out for a second to see if the chat had anything new.
So I did. I put some stink bait on one of my rods. Put some Jules catfish, Jules dope fiber bait on because they say burbot love. They've caught burbot on stink bait, so figured try that since I got it. So I got 3 different baits out now. I got cut bait, the salmon eggs, and I got the fiber stink bait on.
Cut bait, eggs, and stink bait.
Yep.
There you go. Smorgasbord.
Yeah. So something. They better hit something.
Oh shit. I just turned off my phone. 10:30. Am I still there?
Yeah.
Okay. For some
Yeah.
reason, my phone just cut off. It went to black screen, like it timed out.
Yeah.
All right. I'll probably be hopping off pretty soon though. It's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Like I said, my girl needs my car early in the morning to go buy these composters, so I'm gonna have to get all my fishing gear out and everything and clean out the back of it so she can go do that.
Yeah.
This was definitely a fun little test, and now you know how to bring people up.
Yeah.
I did that for Big Matt the other night too. He was running a test and he hadn't done that yet. I
Yeah.
sat
Yeah.
in his little basement there for about 12 minutes. It was kind of funny. It was like the first time I had Mike Turner come up. He sat in the basement forever too. So you actually hit it pretty quick tonight, so that was cool.
It's starting to jump too now.
But yeah, Polar Bear taught me something tonight because the exact same thing that started with you earlier
Yeah.
was what was happening to me in Big Matt's feed. Everybody else said it sounded fine, but to me, I was hearing everything twice. And then my comment was coming like after hearing everything twice. It was crazy. But
Yeah.
apparently, yeah, you just have to. Since I start watching in YouTube, apparently once I click that link, it takes me to StreamYard, but then YouTube is playing in the background, so that's where the echo is coming from.
Yeah.
So that's a tip for you too, just in case if you're watching somebody's live and then you go up on their live as a panel. If you're hearing
Mhm.
an echo, make sure you swipe your screen there and close out the freaking YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're
It's
all
a
learning.
learning experience. Time goes by quick when you're doing these live streams. Just
It
over
does.
just over 3 hours.
Yeah, it does. Shit, dude. I was on my porch for 5.5 hours the other night. This little porch live I'm doing right now with you, split screen.
Yeah.
I was planning on doing an unboxing of the lure rod, announcing my little giveaway kind of thingy that I will
Mhm.
eventually be doing, and kind of call it a day. But people get to chit chatting and whatever, and then you get to interacting with them, and
Yeah.
that time gets away from you. I was up for 27 hours, I think, total, between waking up way too early the day before on accident. I woke up at like 3 in the morning, couldn't go back to sleep. I was up all day, all morning, decided, well, shit, I got to stay awake because if I fall asleep, I'm not going to get to work on time.
Yeah.
So then I went to work. I was there about 10, 11 hours, came home, got to watching some people's feeds first. When I first came home, I was sipping on some Loco and watching Haz fishing. I think Haz Life was on during a live, so I was watching him for a while, watched somebody else for a few minutes, and then I decided to go ahead and go live when all the other lives ended.
Yeah.
I wanted to unbox that luge rod because I was so freaking stoked about having it. Next thing I know, I look up at the clock and it says live 5 hours and 23 minutes or something. I'm like, holy hell. And then I look at the time above it and it was like 5 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But the cool thing about it is, even if you just have a couple people in there, even if they said, hell with this, I'm going to put it on and go to bed,
Yeah.
um, it counts as the time. So if you have three people who watch for 1 hour, it doesn't count as 1 hour. It counts as 3 hours. It like multiplies it up. So that's
Yeah.
cool. When people come in and support you and they sit there and watch you for a half hour to an hour at a time during those lives, because they usually won't watch a half hour to an hour long video. If you post a video, I don't care how good it is, it's
Yeah.
a little harder to get them to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, that one video I have, it's only 15 minutes, but I caught like, I don't know, 12 fish in it. And it was only like an hour and a half of fishing. You can tell like the time on the screen, the daylight doesn't change that much. You can tell it was a hot bite because it wasn't like you saw the morning sun and then you saw the night sunset. It was
Mm-hmm.
literally an hour and a half of fishing, maybe two at the most, but I caught a ton of freaking fish that day. But even that video doesn't even get a full watch technically. It averages like 3 minutes. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell? It was hot nonstop action and some funny stuff too. There was like funny stuff in it too. So I feel it's one of my best videos, but it only gets an average of 3 minutes view. But I'll
Right.
go live from my porch and just talk smack and be like, hey, what's up? And interact with people. And I'm not
Yeah.
even fishing. I'm just talking shit from my porch. And that thing had like 80 view hours or something like that the first 24 hours it was up there. So I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
still
What?
new to this YouTube thing. I was always a MSN chat guy back in the day. I used to run my own website too and things like that. But for the past, I guess decade or so, I've mainly just been on Facebook. But
That's
now that I'm
weird.
doing this YouTube thing and trying to get used to it, it just seems a little weird.
Yeah. That's the weird thing. I posted that first time we went salmon fishing. That was only a minute 18 seconds. Just a little short clip, and it's got over 300 views on it. Just be
Well, Well, speaking of which, the clip that you joined me from, that
Yep.
little short clip
Yep.
that says "Let's go." It starts off. It says "Let's go fishing." And it's got me just holding some rods in the
Yep.
woods and whatever. That's like what I don't know, maybe a 30-second clip, 35-second clip. I don't know. It's a short clip.
Yeah.
That thing had 2,000 views within like a couple days, and then it still only has a couple thousand views, but it had like 2,000 views in 30 hours. It was crazy
Yeah.
because it
Just
was
like
one of the first things I put up. I'm like, how the hell did this thing get like 2,000 views?
yeah, just like my little DIY slideshow thing I made. That little short or whatever they're calling them on YouTube.
Yeah, they're called
That thing.
shorts on here.
Yeah.
It says
That.
beta, like it's still not fully developed apparently because it says beta.
Yeah. That thing got over 1,400 views.
Yeah, it's weird how it works. Because I don't even know why. Like sometimes I've even clicked create a short,
Mm-hmm.
like my burger video or that one where I had the crab legs and the steak and the seafood and whatever.
Yeah.
I clicked create short as the option, but they don't
Yep.
show up as shorts, even though
Yeah.
they are. They're like less than a minute. And even though I clicked create short, it didn't get the views like a short does because for some reason it didn't post as a short.
Yeah.
So like I said, I don't know YouTube. I don't fully understand it. I just know that supposedly sometimes you'll post something and it makes it a short and it gets widespread views like that one. I'm telling you, it's still my number one video. It had like 2,000 views almost instantly, and that's the one that you came in on. I remember when you commented, you said like multi-species, whatever, cool video, and then that's where you connected to me from, which is funny that all of a sudden I kept seeing you in these, in this community. I'm like, Lance, I know that guy. That's the guy that's freaking on my page.
Yeah.
So small world and weird world of YouTube. I don't know how it all
Like,
works, but we'll get there.
yep. Like I said, man, when it comes to electronics and technology, I'm old school. I'm getting used to all this stuff. I mean, for Christ's sakes, my first live, I couldn't even figure out how to get my phone to go sideways like this.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I know what button it is. I just couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's like some phones you actually it won't automatically turn for you. You have to go set the setting first for it to do it.
Yeah,
The auto turn, when you turn your phone sideways, some phones they won't automatically turn sideways. You
yeah,
have to
and I
go into
thought,
your settings and find it and tell it that you want it to turn when you turn.
yeah, I thought mine was because when I watch Netflix on my phone, it automatically goes sideways for the movies.
Yeah. And that's probably because it's a movie app, so it forces your phone to do what it needs to do.
Yeah,
But when you want your phone to do something,
it don't do it.
that sometimes becomes a pain in the butt. At
Yep.
least for me, like I said, I'm kind of like you. I'm old school too. When it came to old school, sitting down on the desktop, I built websites, I built communities, I knew PHP, MySQL, all that stuff. I could mess around with, creating database to make dynamic PHP websites and stuff. But
Hmm.
when it came to phone era, I just lost all interest. I'm like, I'm not gonna try to relearn all this stuff for the phone. So
Yeah.
probably bad on my part. I probably should have gotten into it, but I didn't, and now I'm too old to give a damn. I'm gonna have some fun and learn what I can, but I'm not going that deep into programming and all that for phones. So
All I need to know is how to make it go sideways for lives, and how to make videos. That's about it.
yeah, that's pretty much what I got. I want to go fishing. I want to have fun. I want to do some split screens with people where we're both fishing or both just talking smack, whatever. Things
Yeah.
like that. It's interesting to me. I've always been a loner, but I'm kind of opening up now with this fishing and YouTube community thing
Yeah.
to where I think I can have some fun with it and have some other people come up and we have fun together while providing people, viewing enjoyment. So I'm gonna try.
Exactly. Trying to catch fish,
Yeah.
and it
That's
ain't
what's crazy
happening.
about the bank fishing, man. It just comes and goes. We hit our seasons like everybody else, but I feel it's a little bit harder because if you're out there on a boat, you got a depth finder and a fish finder and things like that. You can just drift around until you find that school and sit on top of their ass and drop it on their heads.
See if I
You don't really
ever
do
get
that from the bank. You just have your spots where it's usually good. Sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes it sucks.
exactly.
You're like, I know I caught a 60-pounder over here. I know I caught a 40-pounder over here. I know
Right.
I've caught a whole bunch of 20-pounders over here. Next
Yep.
thing you know, 3 months straight, you're catching 2-pounders.
Yeah. It's weird.
But it's still fun no matter what. I mean, it's just getting out there on the water, sitting back, relaxing, throwing the line out. The possibility of what could happen is what keeps me going.
Oh yeah, like I said on Muskrats when he had me on his show, man, I do it. It's relaxing. Brings back
Right.
memories, man, of when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Just
you have flashbacks while you're fishing. At least I
yep,
do. The whole time I'm fishing, there's so many times where all of a sudden something will pop in my head that I remember from when I was a kid, or I remember catching that, one big fish in this certain spot, things like that.
yeah,
Uh, and then on top of that, you're usually typically not thinking about all the crap that you're dealing with in general day to day life.
exactly.
Like I said, I did finally, I'm technically luckier than some because I do finally have a 4-day work week. but I have worked damn near almost fucking 31 years to get there. But I do only have a 4 day work week now. So they are 10 to 12 hour days. Sometimes I get overtime, sometimes I don't, depending on what's going on. Because it's
Oh
a
man, that
restaurant. So,
restaurant industry, that's I did that before. That
yeah.
restaurant industry, that ain't no joke.
Oh, no. Especially when you've done it your whole life. It kind of puts hurting on you, but I love it. But
Yeah,
anyways, it varies, you know. One day it might be busy as shit, so you got to put in that 12 to 13 hour day.
yeah,
And then another night it might be dead as hell, so you get lucky and you only work 10 hours. So, but
yeah.
yeah, that's what I am now. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday I'm off. Now Sunday is
Mhm.
technically the only day I'm guaranteed that if I want to go do some fishing, I can. But that's also sucks because Sunday is a big day where everybody decides they can go fishing or boating and ruin your fishing. uh,
Exactly.
Mondays and Tuesdays, technically, I can at some point, but a lot of times that's when I'm doing the honey-do list or the things that need to be done around the house or whatever. So those days are more reserved for that.
See, like down south, once it starts getting cold, everybody puts their boats up.
Yeah,
Here, like this time of the year, we get more boats out on the river than anything.
because they're all out there probably chasing those salmon.
Yep, they're chasing salmon, man. It's like, oh my god, and it's a pain for us, but it's also a comedy show for us because man, these guys they get into it. They start getting too close to each other, tangling lines and all that. The only time we interact with them is if they get too close to our line.
Yeah. I mentioned that the other night. There's been a few times I've gotten pissed off at a fucking boat and just cast it straight at them because I'll hit
Hey,
them.
Broadster,
If they're close enough, I'll hit them
coming
with
in.
my catfish pole and I'll yank that bass pole right out of their damn hand because my gear is stronger than theirs. Even my Walmart gear is better than their bass gear.
Yeah,
But yeah, there's been a few times where I've literally looked at a boat and said, "Get the fuck out of my way!" And they look at me and they keep casting their little freaking rod out there, and I'll just zip my sinker right at them, and I've hit a boat
they're just
more
lucky
than
to
once.
bring. I got a 10 foot and a 12 foot surf rod. They're lucky I don't bring those out.
Oh yeah, that'll get out there.
I have used it. Last year I used it early in the salmon run on the Sheboygan River. Boy, those they hate when I cast that thing.
And then that's like I said about my casting. It's funny. I haven't done it often, but there is a few times I've forgotten to click the clicker off, and I cast that. And those boats actually hear it coming
Hey,
because
Broadster.
even though it slows down the cast and it won't go as far, they hear it out there and they start looking at me. When you
Frogster, salmon fishing is slow.
wait a minute, did you say Frogster? Why is my chat not showing up? Shit, there it is. I had to
We've
tap my screen. Frogster, what's up?
we've been we've been getting bites, getting hits, but nothing. We ain't got nothing landed.
That's so weird as a host or whatever you want to call this. Like technically, right now, since I'm not fishing, I would be considered your host because you're fishing. I'm on the screen, but
Yep.
unless I tap my screen, the whole chat and whatever options at the bottom will kind of eventually fades away, I guess. Because
Yeah.
I didn't even see there was a new chat until you said Froxter. I'm like, wait a minute, Froxter's here. So I tapped
Yeah.
my phone, and then that gave me the chat button, and that's when I looked in there and saw that Froxter said, "Hawaii, how's the salmon catching going?" Well,
Yeah.
here's something I want to see too. As a host, can I highlight her reply to put it on your screen?
I don't know if you can or not. I don't. think
I'm
so.
tapping it. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. I'm tapping it. Nothing's happening. But if you tap it, it should show up on your screen. Tap
Yeah.
her. Tap her comment. It should show up on your screen. Yep, there it is. So yeah, only the channel can do it. That's kind of goofy. You would think the host should be able to do that too. Your second coffee. I'm on my second Four Loco. Catch up. No, me and Lance were planning on possibly doing a split screen tonight where if I felt good enough, I'd go out to my lake and we'd both be fishing and shooting the breeze to add some more entertainment. But I was just too tired and I got some stuff to do in the morning. So we're definitely going to do it sometime soon, though. Hopefully, a few others too. That's kind of goofy, though. As a host, I should be able to highlight people's comments too. That's weird. Oh, well.
Oh man.
Hey, it actually got hotter. It's up to 50 degrees now. It was 48 earlier.
Gotta mess with this charger.
Oh, I can't wait till my stuff comes in the mail. It should technically all be coming Monday. I placed 3 big orders and I placed them all to come Monday. But with one of them, it's basically I'm going to have 2 major chargers out there because I'll have the one that you guys have already seen, which I might highlight again in that thing just to show it for those that might have missed it. But then I'm going to have that solar powered one, which also looks amazing.
Yeah.
So I should pretty much like be straight to never ever need any kind of charging while I'm out. Like I should be able to stay fully charged. Period.
Yeah. This thing, I think it's getting low because it ain't even charging the phone now.
Ugh.
So I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it since we've been going for almost 3.5 hours. And if I catch anything, I'll post pictures or something.
Foxer said, not long since I rolled off my lily pad. 8:20 here, and I starting to be wide awake.
Yeah, it's 2:22 here, Frogster.
Yeah, here too, man. We're in the same time zone.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it, Mike. Thanks for coming up, man.
All right, brother. Glad to help you figure out how to, get a host up there. I didn't know if you had
Yeah.
done it yet or not. I had never
Nah.
seen it before, so
Nope. That's something new. Now I know how to do it. It's easy.
yeah, it is. And the cool thing is, even though you're on the free StreamYard, I still believe since you have the StreamYard icon
Yep.
up there, you can actually have 7 guests on your thing. So technically, if you and like 6 other people were fishing together in different spots and you wanted to highlight all that to do like a tournament or some shit like that, you could
Yep.
technically pull that off.
Yeah.
Um, I did go ahead and upgrade to the $20 plan or $25 plan or whatever for the unlimited streaming.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives me 10 people technically, so I can have like 9 plus myself.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, but I don't ever think I need 9 plus myself. But I needed the unlimited streaming because that streaming burns up quick. But
Yeah.
anyways,
Once
all right,
I,
man. Let me hop off here and go back to your chat room for a minute. So
yeah. Well, everybody, about 5 more minutes. I'm go ahead and end it. If I get anything, I'll either get some video and post it on my channel. And if don't get no video, try and get some pictures of it. Because once you get a fish, get excited. Especially salmon fishing, you need two people. You need your net man and I only got the phone, so I'll do the best I can to get some content out for this trip if we catch anything. But thanks for everybody coming in. I'll give it about 5 more minutes. Yeah, Frogster, I don't know. I've drank quite a bit of coffee already myself. But thanks for everybody that came in tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You guys can let me know once this is posted on my channel. Let me know how the lighting and stuff was and what I can do better. I take criticism really well, good or bad. But I figure show everybody the kind of fishing I do and the setups and all that. I'll get some video of this place when the sun comes up. I'll post that for sure. I'll have a short video on that. I'll walk up and down the area where we're at because it's a nice little town that we're fishing in. The water here is actually really nice and clear. Uh, and the way they have the setup here is just unbelievable. I can show you guys the lighthouse they got in this town out at the end of the wall. And probably, if I can, get some shots of Lake Michigan actually, so you guys can also see that. All right, Mike, later. So yeah, salmon fishing's pretty much the same like cat fishing or ocean fishing. You just gotta wait, patience. Gotta put your time in to try and catch fish. And it seems like we ain't catching no fish so far tonight. Pancakes sound good right about now. and bacon. Hey, Jeremy. Ah, you went in on the third shift at Waffle House. Yeah, Jeremy, you came in at the end. Thanks for showing up, though. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. I'll see you guys in other live streams. Have a good night.